Welcome back to another part of What If Deku was King Sombra. Before I start, I do have to say something. This is the backstory of all of his generals and all that, the main figures that will be showing up more in the future parts of this series. So we'll be going back to the Crystal Empire, to where he's going to invade it. And we're going to the part where he fights this Alicorn and his generals. Because we don't get much of his forces. All we get is King Sombra's power and his achievements. We don't get anything of, like, who was in charge other than King Sombra. Who were the ones that led his forces, because King Sombra had to have a chain of command. Of course, he ruled by fear, but he had to have at least some loyal subordinates. And to that, we're going up with my made-up type story for this. And if you want to see a story about what I believe happened, or my version of King Sombra and his forces story that happened, like, stuff for the MLP universe, let me know down in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get started. What if Deku was King Sombra? The backstory, back 4,000 years ago. We go to his throne room where we see 4 generals. We see Sleep and Ram, who've been introduced into the story already. Now we see 2 others, Devastation and Red Wing. Why have you called us here, King Sombra? I've called all my faithful generals here because I have a very interesting plan. What would that be, my king? We'll be taking over the Crystal Empire. Of course, we've been attacking it for quite a while now, but it seems the princesses of Equestria are sending their aid. And there are 2 alicorns. Unfortunately, I have to deal with an alicorn problem myself with the Crystal Empire, so I'll need someone to delay their arrival. We'll take care of it, my liege. As Ram, Sleep, and Devastation all came up. You 3 want to take on 2 alicorns. I will take them down with my tactics, sir. I'll hold them off as long as possible. If possible, I will eliminate one for you, King Sombra. Good. What about you, Red Wing? I will assist you in the combat with the Alicorn from the Crystal Empire. After all, you'll need an air superiority since they have quite a few Pegasus on their forces. Fair point. Having the skies means better aerial combat, and the quicker you can aid me in fighting the Pegasus or the Alicorn. Why, of course, I would think of nothing else, my liege. Good. Now, be off. Prepare. We leave in a few hours. As they all leave, as we go to a hallway where Ram and Devastation are. I see you 2 followed me. Yes, I want to discuss something with you, King Sombra. I don't think the 3 of us generals can handle 2 alicorns. I don't expect you to win. I will deal with them myself after this one. Ah, I see. You're planning ahead, King Sombra. Of course. Their power doesn't match up to mine. I'll be easily able to take them out. Devastation speaks up. Sir, I can honestly hold off their force for the longest time. Sleep has wanted to take on the army head on. He's already prepared a force to sally out. As expected, Sleep is a experienced unicorn and his magic is top tier. He'll take care of the forces and delay. But if he happens to fail, I trust you, Devastation, to hold them off until I have claimed the Crystal Empire as my own. Why, of course, King Sombra. I will hold them off with my life if need be. Also, take a huge force of the army. Sir, well, you said reinforcements. We won't be able to last much against them. I know. In a week's time, reinforcements will assist you. Up at the mountain defense, you plan to hold the Alicorns and their forces. Why, of course. After all, you are a genius at planning, Ram. Devastation, your raw power And magic, for an earth pony, is impressive. Thank you, King Sombra. I trust you can at least delay them if sleep fails. Why, yes, I've prepared a force of my own to apprehend them. Good. Now I am off, as King Sombra himself leaves. Devastation. I want your forces to reinforce the main front if they get through my defenses somehow. That will be hard to say, since most of my forces will be sent to the front line to help King Sombra. But I'll gather a small force to come with me. If they get through, I'll delay them. They shouldn't get through. As we go to a tent. We go to the tent where Ram and Devastation are. Okay, it's been a week past. Alright. We've managed to hold them off for so far. Sleep's on the front line, correct? Yes. He's currently holding them off. I hope he's doing well. After all, his magic is powerful. Devastation, you and Sleep were very well in combat. Who you think is stronger between you two generals? My magical power being blessed with this dark power blessed by King Sombra, I should be able to hold off the Alicorns for a time. But Sleep's magic is more diverse. He knows more stuff than I do. My outburst of attacks will only hinder the Alicorns from advancing. Sleep should be able to delay them. Yet he's been on the front line for a couple of days. And where are our reinforcements? As then a guard comes in. Sir! What is it? Our reinforcements have been cut off. What? Apparently, the crystal ponies have stopped the advances of our reinforcements. This is bad. And what about the front lines? It seems both the Alicorns are heading toward the front line. Devastation, you need to head to the front line. I won't make it in time. We'll just have to wait until things play out. As we go to the front line, we see Sleep, and Princess Luna, and Princess Celestia. As they approach. Out of the way. I'm sorry, I cannot let you pass. King Sombra has sent me to deal with you. I've been fighting off your forces for at least a week. As the guards rush, as both Sleep's men and the royal guard start fighting. As Luna sends a spell, as Sleep puts up a protective shield, as several spiritual swords type start coming at him as they're deflected by the shield. As Celestia points the attack at Sleep, which is also deflected by the shield he quickly put up. As he sends a blast back as they dodge, both of them send a combined attack, hitting Sleep, pushing him back and the barrier cracking. Their bind powers breaking my barrier. As two guards jump in front as the blast breaks, sending Sleep and the two guards back. Both the guards are on the ground, and Sleep is a little bit injured from the attack. If it wasn't for those guards, that would have taken me out. It seems you're still standing. Surrender. As several more guards of Sleep approach and start fighting. We will not. We'll hold the line. As they both combine another attack to send. As everything goes blur. As the battlefield comes to a silent. We must advance now. We go to the next scene where we see Sleep being carried by a guard. As both Devastation and Ram look over. What happened out there? The combined attack of Princess Celestia and Luna took a heavy toll on Sleep. They performed a heavy attack, wiping nearly the entire front line, breaking through. The second line is not going to hold much. We sent most of our second line to the front line. I will join up with the second line, Devastation says. No, I will join you as well. No, if you fall, our tactics will not be successful. We need to prevent any of their guards coming past. If the alicorns get through, that's good. What do you mean that's good? King Sombra can handle them, and our forces back at the castle. And Red Wing, with his support, should be able to deal with him. Yes, I trust that. But we must not let them pass. Don't worry. I will deal with them myself. As we see Sleep comes over. Be careful, as he's heavily injured and is being supported by a guard. Their combined power is dangerous. Fairly dangerous, I'm afraid. As he starts to stumble. My wounds are very severe. Sleep, you need to rest. Get a medical team of unicorns to heal him immediately. As the guard outside goes to do that. And now, I wish you luck on holding off the alicorns. I will do my best as Devastation leaves. We go to the battlefield where King Sombra is leading his force towards the Crystal Empire. As Red Wing reports. What is the report? We are so close to taking the city, King Sombra. Our main force are storming the city as we speak. Unfortunately, their guards are putting up more of a fight than we anticipated, but they should be dealt with soon. My Pegasus force has been swiftly taking out theirs. Although we have noticed that there's been less guards than expected. Maybe they're planning to do a defense in the main castle. That could prove to be a problem with that alicorn of theirs. What about the forces we've sent? No word. It seems they haven't reached the front line yet. That's odd. As then a Earth Pony comes to report. Sir! Our reinforcements got attacked and they were annihilated by the enemy alicorn. They already got this far? No, sir. It's the Crystal Empire's alicorn. As then a force comes in front. As the alicorn and several Crystal Pegasus show up. So you weren't planning just to hide away in that castle? No, I will not let you tyrannize my people. Now I've left an opening for the other alicorns to assist me. By the time they get here, you will be long gone. We'll see about that. As they storm into battle, as the ponies under King Sombra's command are fighting the crystal ponies, dealing several damage while King Sombra takes on the alicorn. As they're dealing damages as he goes into his shadow form. But still, somehow, this alicorn can injure him. As he takes this more cautiously, as he turns it into his shadow and starts fighting with more effort, focusing his attacks, injuring the alicorn. As she performs a stunning thing of light, sending an attack at King Sombra. As Red Wing notices this and pushes King Sombra out of the way. No, my king! As he pushes him away and gets hit as he's sent into the snow. One of the guards go to assist him, while the rest are still continue fighting. You'll pay for that. As he swiftly comes over, and he was behind her by the instant Red got sent to the snow, and does a fierce attack, hitting her in the back. As he does a final attack, taking her as she shatters. An alicorn is no match for me. Those princesses shall fall the same as you. As the Pegasus start retreating. Don't let them escape! As the guards that go after them. Report on Red Wing. Sir, that blow did several damage. He's currently being taken back for medical assistance. If that attack would have hit me, it would have done some serious damage. It wouldn't even matter if I went into my shadow form. Of course, this princess of the Crystal Empire had to be one that could harm me. It doesn't matter. The other alicorns have different magic. She's was the only big threat. I may have lost a general, but it's fine. He may be out of commission, but he's not dead. So I really gotta thank him later. Maybe he deserves a reward. We'll see. As we go to Devastation and his force, who's currently waiting for the alicorns. Luna and Celestia. Sir, you sure this will be enough? This will be enough to delay. After all, we cannot let them get to King Sombra before he set up a defensive perimeter around the Crystal Empire. And they need to pass through this path to get to the Crystal Empire. So we hold them off here. As a report comes in, Sir, the alicorn of the Crystal Empire has been killed by King Sombra. As the troops cheer. As expected of our king, he defeated the alicorn swiftly. Anything else to report? No, sir. Wait, there's this one thing. The General Red Wing took a heavy blast from the alicorn and is currently in critical condition. He's currently being treated by the on-site medical team. He better not die. He's our head of the air. It'll be hard to replace him with his flight tactics. If he goes out and he dies here, it'll be hard to replace him. Sir, we're doing our best to make sure he does not die on the battlefield. Good. Send a report to Sleep and Ram. Give them a report you gave me. As one of them leave. Now we wait. As shortly later, both the princesses show up. It didn't take them long. Move aside. We need to help the alicorn at the Crystal Empire. I'm sorry, but you're too late. King Sombra has already eliminated her. As both of them are shocked. And now we shall do the same to you as the guards rush. As Luna fights them off. While Celestia is also fighting, Devastation sends a blast. As she blocks it with some of the armor she's wearing. But it gets pushed back by Devastation's spell. As the guards continue fighting. As well, he sees his opportunity to strike Luna as he charges up another powerful attack. As the guards are constantly getting their attention, pulling their view away from their eyes on Devastation as he's preparing another attack. Celestia knows this, but Luna does not, as she's too busy fighting with the amount of troops, that she's dealing with. Luna, look out! As she looks over and sees the attack coming at her. As she's about to dodge, one of the guards grab onto her hoofs. You're not going anywhere! As both of them get engulfed into the attack. As Luna is sent to the tree, as the guard is sent into the snow, a bit far away. Good work. That's one alicorn down. If I manage to defeat both, I may be promoted to probably the great general in King Sombra's army. As the remaining soldiers point their attention towards Celestia. As Luna seems to be unconscious. Now attack! As she gets a little mad and starts releasing several attacks, taking out the guards left and right. As the remaining few stand right next to him. Sir, we stand no chance. We cannot distract her. She's keeping an eye on you. And every time we try to defend you, she constantly focuses her attention at us, while keeping an eye on you so you cannot use your hidden attack method. Of course it won't work this time. I only used it because I was up against alicorns. Any other way, I would have gone head-on and taken you otherwise. Then why use such evil tactics? Because we cannot fail our king. As then he points, now everyone charge! As the remaining guards charge at Celestia. While he powers up another powerful attack. Celestia sends a powerful attack. As both of them collide, the guards going flying, landing in the snow around. As only Devastation and Celestia are currently standing face to face. I'm surprised you withstood that. I'm an alicorn. I am Princess Celestia. I know. Now, as he rushes at her with a sword in his mouth. Now die! As he swings it, as she uses a spear with her magic, as they constantly clash back and forth. As then we see Luna waking up, as she's seen the fight between the two. As she then quickly comes in with a sword, it cuts the armor below, as he just stands there at a moment as he backs up. As he's injured. I must not let you pass. As he starts losing consciousness, because he noticed blood is bleeding from him. Must not. As he charges up another attack. Luna and Celestia prepare to charge another attack up. As then he falls to the ground. As both of them go by, because they're trying to get to the Crystal Empire quickly as possible. One of the guards comes to him. General! General! He shakes him. He's out cold. We need a medical team here now. As they manage to bandage him up, but he's currently still unconscious. Now, we go after they've defeated King Sombra, him being sealed. We're going to the 4 generals. 3 of which are injured. Sleep, which had recovered a little bit since the fall. And the attack with the princesses. But Red Wing and Devastation were still in severe condition. Why have you called us here, Ram? King Sombra has been defeated. All our forces have either rebelled or have left. Yes, I'm aware, but we'll wait for our king. He will return one day, I'm confident in that. I agree with you. You two are in no condition. I plan to put us into a state of slumber until we awake with King Sombra. You sure this will work? Of course, it may take longer for you two, as your conditions are more severe. Says the person that's not injured at all. Redwing says. Don't blame him. I told him to stay back at camp. We needed our strategist to prevent the rest of Equestria's forces to come aid the Crystal Empire. As Red looks away. After all, you took a pretty mean hit from the Alicorn of the Crystal Empire. If it wasn't for me barely getting the brunt force of the attack, it would have killed me. And after all, it took the best healing unicorns King Sombra had to make me better. Yes, and you got a slash on the belly? They broke through the armor. You did delay them as long as possible. As Ram hits the ground with his spear. There's no time for arguing. We realize we have failed. Only if I had sent troops back to King Sombra, we might have been able to take out the princesses. Sleep suggests we wouldn't be able to. Their magic is far greater than we had ever thought. But we believe King Sombra will rise again. Yes, our king shall rule Equestria with his might, and we shall be there to join him. Now, Sleep, please cast that spell. As Sleep casts the spell to put them all to sleep. And that is how the 4 generals of King Sombra and fallen asleep and waited for their return, or his return.